because I can answer if it's beneficial for everyone, even if you don't have any property or anything. Now, the answer is yes. Prenuptial agreements are not just for quote-unquote rich folk.
Okay.
Prenuptial agreements, to me, it's a love letter. It is basically, you're getting into a prenuptial agreement while you're happy, while you're so in love, and so forth. Think about it. When people get married, most of the time, people are not getting married with the idea that they're going to get divorced or with the plan that they're going to get divorced, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Regardless of what, I know some people say, well, prenup is a plan to divorce. No, it's not, right?
Yeah.
So typically when people end up getting divorced, they're angry, they're upset, now they slinging dirt.
Yeah.
A prenuptial agreement says, hey, I love you so much right now in this very moment. I'm ready to spend the rest of my life with you. But if for some reason this doesn't work out, I don't want to spend any time throwing dirt your way. You don't have to fight about stuff. We already know exactly what's going to happen. This is what we are agreeing to right now. Keep in mind, one, you don't have to, you can deviate from the terms of the prenuptial agreement as much as you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Two, if you want to, you can enter into the prenuptial agreement and then decide, hey, I don't want to abide by this. Let's go ahead and destroy this agreement. We're not going to live by this agreement anymore.
Mm.
And three, and here's the funny part, so if the prenuptial agreement is the ground floor, this is if you all, God forbid, if you do end up getting a divorce or whatever, and y'all agree to do more than what the prenuptial agreement does, that's fine. But if you all are not able to agree on something, right? That prenuptial agreement is what is in effect. So it keeps you from arguing. Because remember, I told you, the first thing people argue about are the kids, but a close second is the money. You don't have to argue about the money when you have a prenup. Now, the issue is, are you going to invest the time and money it takes to do it right? Because if you don't do it right, then it's for nothing.
Now, I just got on the fellas about getting your stuff right. Ladies, I see so many articles where women getting mad and they like, if he asked me to get a prenup, we ain't getting mad. Listen, it's not personal.
It's not.
Like you just said, this is a business agreement. Whether you want to see it that way or not, this is a business agreement. Marriage is a business agreement that I agree to love you for the rest of my life. But if that does not work out, I'm going to need you to take whatever the fuck you came in with and leave with that same shit. Keep that same energy. Don't wake me. I'm talking. Keep that same energy when you getting your ass out that door. Or when I'm leaving out that door. Whoever walking out that door, I'm taking the same shit I came with.
Well, wait a minute.
No, I'm not.
Wait, let me clarify some stuff. Because sometimes, so here's the thing. You can agree to, remember I told you in the state of Florida, you're free to contract. So you can agree to something as much as you want to, as long as it's not illegal or against public policy, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times people think that the prenups have to say, like, whatever you brought in, you keep. Whatever I brought in, I keep. Whatever we get during the marriage, we divide. Nope, doesn't have to do that.
It doesn't have to, but that's what I'm saying. Put that shit in there.
Right, it doesn't have to. It can be, I've done prenups, so sometimes it's all based on how creative your attorney can be and how well they know the case law in the Florida statute.
Oh,
right?
That's so nice. Fellas, put that shit in there. I don't care what she about to say legally. Put that shit in there. Cover yourself.
So for instance, so here's the thing. Here's the number one reason. See?
Okay.
This is why. Here's the number one reason you may not want to say, whatever you bring in, you keep. Whatever I bring in, I keep. Whatever we have, we go half on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Let
me tell you why. Because sometimes when a person brings in property, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they bring in a property. Let's say you and I are siblings. We get married. I have a house, right?
Yeah.
And so when we get married, right?
Yeah.
I sell my house.
Yeah.
And I put the money that I sold my house, I get from selling my house, I put that into a house for us. Right? Is that house for us? Are you entitled to any portion of that house?
Yeah. Shouldn't I be?
If we get divorced?
Shouldn't I be? Because you got it after we were married.
Technically, yeah. But if we did a prenup that says, whatever I have is mine, whatever you have is yours, right? If my attorney is wise and put in whatever I have is mine, whatever you have is yours, regardless of what, how it's changed or how it's converted or so forth, then that means that the money that I put in from my house into the sale of house into our American home, I'm going to ask for that back. I want that off the top.
But you know what? And this some real shit. This is how most guys should see it. Then take it. It's your, I don't care. Take it. That's your shit.
But that goes over like a fart in the middle of church.
No, I hear what you're saying, and I dig it. And you're in family law, so I know you've seen those situations. People act way different when it comes to divorce than when they just sitting here talking. But what I'm saying is, even if that's the case, you should still be able to keep your money. You had a house, you sold it, you put whatever you made from that house into the house we bought together. I put my half in. Here it is. Dig it. You take your half, give me my half. I don't care. Take it. I don't want to be with you anymore anyway. That's how it should be. And I know saying what it should be like is way more different than what it's usually like. Absolutely. But at the same time, I don't care, man. I get what you're saying. I dig it. But at the same time, that's what prenup should be. Like, this is what we came in here with. You take whatever you have, even if you had more than me. I don't care. I don't want yours. I'll go and make my own. That's how a real man should see situations anyway, men or women. Any real person should see a situation like that, period. This is what I came with. This is what I plan on leaving with. I do not plan on leaving here with less than what I came in with.
Well, now, see, we could go all the way down
the
rabbit hole with that. You know how that goes.
We can absolutely. But we got to keep it moving.
Right. But I do want to say one last thing about prenuptial agreements. This is really useful, especially if you have children from a previous relationship. Okay. Just really because the number one fight that I see when because people do fight, you know, if you want to see somebody fight, go to a wedding or go to a funeral. There's going to be a fight. Okay. What I see is, you know, oh, my mom, you married my mom and I'm her child from a different relationship. This is the house that she bought when you all married. You all are getting divorced. Now you want, you know, half of your interest in it. Okay. That's supposed to be my house. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or she passed away. That's supposed to be my house. Yeah. And now you're trying to stay in it for the rest of your life? No, get out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So those are the things that when it really comes into play. Prenuptial agreements are really great when you have children from a different relationship and all, but that does not keep in mind too that it doesn't replace a will. So once you get married, do your estate planning. Yeah, and if you get divorced, do your estate planning.
Everybody just get your shit right legally, period. Right. Yeah. Other than a lawyer, what should everyone bring into court when getting a divorce? What's the one thing everyone should come with or at least have knowledge of when going to court to get their divorce?
Reasonableness. People get so irate, so unreasonable because they're expecting something the court is never going to give them. They're expecting that the court is going to make the emotional pain go away. They're expecting that the court is going to validate their position. That's never going to happen. Court may say... Court
does not care about your feelings.
Right. The court may say, well, that was wrong for you to do that action, but they're never going to say, well, you're wrong. This is a good woman. You should have stayed with her. You should have stayed with him. It's never going to happen.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Why shouldn't people bring their new situationship? Why shouldn't people bring their new situationship to court with them when dealing with their soon-to-be ex?
Brother, I died, and now I just give me a second to resuscitate
Here we go, because this is the shit that I really want to get into and know. Like, why would you bring your new girlfriend to your divorce hearing? Or your new boyfriend, a husband, whatever.
Because, so don't underestimate the emotional tie of things, right? Okay. So people will do that to show off that they've moved on. They'll do that to, you know, quote unquote, make the other person mad. A lot of times, this is what I tell people all the time. So there's a saying, you know, cow don't marry duck. Okay? Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? That means that the people getting divorced are typically very similar. Funny thing is, the people who are in relationships are also typically very similar, right? Mm-hmm. So I've seen relationships where it's, you know, one party is bringing their significant other because they're showing off, you know, look, I moved on or whatever. But sometimes it's the party is bringing their significant other because they're trying to intimidate. because the significant other has made demands to be involved. They want to see what's going on.
Which is none of your damn business.
Right, but they're trying to show something to the significant other. You'd be surprised at how many girlfriends call my office to set up appointments for their boyfriends.
I wouldn't be.
For a divorce.
I wouldn't be.
For child support. And you'd be surprised also how many mothers do.
I wouldn't be.
No, you wouldn't be.
But other people, I get what you, yeah. It just, because like, as I believe we've said on this program before, like, by birth, Little Bit is not my child. But she's my child. But, God forbid, I mean, not even so much God forbid it wouldn't bother me, but if her biological father came around and wanted to be in her life, I'd be like, as long as you're not trying to hurt her, hey, come on. You need to see your daughter. It's just always so surprising to me when the other person is like, oh no, I need to be a part of this and that. You wasn't there when they were born or created. You weren't there when that person was getting married. Why are you putting yourself in the middle of these people's business? That ain't got nothing to do with me.
It happens.
Oh, I know it happens. That's why I'm asking the question. Why shouldn't you bring your new relationship to court with you?
Absolutely, because, so one, that can frustrate any chance you may have of negotiations. Because remember, I told you, it's easier financially, emotionally, if you can come to a resolution without having to go to trial.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That can frustrate that because two people have to agree. And if you brought your significant other, that other party may not be willing to agree to anything yet, right?
Yeah.
And that doesn't make it petty on them. That makes it petty on you because your soon-to-be ex better than anybody else. You knew that was going to bother them.
Yeah.
That's why you did it, right?
Yeah.
One. Two, I can guarantee you it's going to cause problems in your current relationship. If you have your current person involved in your divorce, whatever case, it's going to cause problems in your current relationship. And the reason being is that there's always an alpha and a beta in a relationship. Now, that person may not always be the alpha, but in certain situations, there's always going to be an alpha and a beta. And so if your significant other is the alpha and they run across an attorney like me, or any other attorney who has good sense, that attorney, you're not the star of the show here, my dear. My client is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's going to be a problem. You're going to have your significant other trying to dictate. Not only that, but I have seen, you don't know the countless amount of significant others who get on this social media and they get to talking or typing, and now they're a keyboard warrior. And they're cussing out the other side, and they're doing all this nastiness to the other side, and they're posting stuff to make the other side jealous. A lot of times they're posting stuff, and guess what they're doing? They're giving the other side ammunition.
Pay attention, ladies. Pay attention, fellas.
It's real easy. Let me be very honest with you. If you're in a custody battle, and I'm just saying custody because I know that's an easier term to concept
or divorce.
To understand, right? But let's say, just for example, a custody issue, right? So you're in a custody battle, right? Mom is saying, I don't want him to have the children because it's not a safe home and blah, 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 blah. And let's say you have a significant other who loves the drama. And so every time she get mad at you, she calling the police for domestic violence. That's coming in. That's going to, you think your ex is not going to be like, Your Honor, look at all this. This is why I say, I don't want the children over there with him. That's coming in. Let's say your significant other is calling mom or emailing mom or Facebooking mom, you this, you that, blah, 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 blah. That's coming in. I had one situation where, the boyfriend, I represented dad, mom's boyfriend, looking on Facebook. Mom's boyfriend is doing the whole, I'm posted up with money and all that, with the smoke, the pot smoke coming up and all that, and the guns in the house. That came in. Mom was like, he doesn't have anything to do with that or whatever. He doesn't live here. Oh, he doesn't? Because every time he take a picture on Facebook, that's the background, that's your living room.
Wow.
That's coming in.
Wow. Pay attention.
Those things are coming in. Your significant other, if your significant other had a small